just a hack. He's just an absolute hack. And he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Welcome back to another episode of the Believe in FCS Football podcast. I'm Joe DeLeone, joined by my former teammate, former roommate, Mr. Sean Anderson. Sean, I made the mistake of I ran out of coffee in my apartment because I'm going on my trip, and I didn't have time to walk to go get a coffee. I had one of those, like, do you know what those like Mio things are where you squirt it in the water?
I'm familiar with the Mio, yes.
I've had one of those in my fridge for like 2 years now, and it's been untouched since I first moved out here when I bought it. And that was a mistake. I am currently drinking that, and I'm not wired. What's the step beyond wired? Is there a step beyond that?
What are you just you're spazzing out?
Anxious.
Oh.
I'm very anxious.
You don't handle things well. You and the sugar and the caffeine or whatever it is, you're a fickle. Your software can be messed with very easily.
Yeah.
Whereas mine is like the first computer ever made, where it's like, okay, it can't even accept. Nobody can even hack into it because it's literally just it's you just can't break into it. Whereas you're like a high tech, very susceptible to anything.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
there's not a lot of
in there.
Oh, I dumped
Too much. That's way too much.
Yeah, not a lot of water either.
Put some more water in it and tell me. It tastes like straight juice though. Right now, it has to.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It's just like I drank that much of it, and I'm wired. I am beyond wired. I was dragging ass a little bit. I had a very complicated morning this morning for the first 2 hours of my work day. Was just a lot of shit that I didn't think I was going to be dealing with today or talking about today, but that took a lot of energy out of me, and I wanted some energy for the show, and now I am anxious instead of energetic. There's a big difference.
You should not be
stupid.
You're a big pre-workout guy also. That pre-workout has never done a thing for me.
This
ever.
Is doing more to me than pre-workout does.
Pre-workout, you're a weird dude. You're really weird.
Yeah, my body.
There's nothing normal about you. That's real. That's
we've
really
already
weird.
established that. We've done the show for 2.5.
Oh, do you want this shirt, by the way?
Yeah, let me see the shirt.
All right, I got this. No, I'm not gonna. Some of the Virginia listeners might know of this bar, Spider Kelly's in Arlington. It is it's a bar, a bar, standard bar, pool tables, and then it's become one of the main spots for us here in Arlington, Clarendon, whatever. And we walked in on Thursday night, and then we see a table set up, and it's just like the shirts everywhere. I'm like, okay, so I guess, are they selling shirts? They were just giving away free shirts at the bar in Arlington.
You got one.
I got one. Yes. They did not have my size. So
Shocker.
This shirt will either be like a sleepover shirt in case someday ever again a girl is ever in my room, then this will be the shirt I could give her, or I could just give it to Joe the next time I see him. I don't know which will happen first, by the way.
What size is it?
XL.
I honestly might see you. Oh, I'm way too small now for an XL.
No, it'll be fine. It'll fit you fine. I see the shirt. I've held the shirt. I know the shirt. It's a small XL.
The larges don't fit me anymore, dude.
Oh, you're annoying.
I know I'm being a prick and I'm flexing that I'm smaller than I was, but I don't know. Let me see it. Let me see it.
All right, here's the shirt.
Let me see the shirt.
All right, it's the back of the shirt. It's a Modelo shirt, by the way.
Oh shit!
Right, that's the back of the shirt.
Yeah, I might want this shirt. I might really want this shirt.
Here's the front of the shirt.
Can you send me this? Oh, that's fantastic.
Do you like that?
Yes.
And then
I love Modelo too. That's fantastic.
There were patch. You can put the patch wherever. Hold on. Let me get you in the light here. Get you out of the light.
I will pay for shipping and handling. If you send me that.
I went bottom left with the patch. Some got it on the arm. Some got it on the back. I went bottom left front.
What? I mean, why wouldn't you aspire to fit into that shirt though? I think that's realistic for you to. What are you, double X?
Yeah, double X.
So you're like,
it's,
what?
That's XL. The lady was being very nice, and she was like, "Oh, it could just be a muscle shirt." I'm like, "Hey, lady, I'm like, she was very, very nice.
For any chubby adult male, and that's most of our listeners, understand that telling a chubby adult male, "Oh, it could just be a muscle shirt." That's not how those work.
No, we know everything. We
It's
know
the
all the tricks.
spilling out shirt. It's the shirt that everything's just it fits around every little fold on your stomach.
Go
And
ahead
you
and
can't wear it anywhere.
try to reach something on the top shelf in that shirt. Tell me you want to do that. Not
Good
good.
chance if your pants a little too heavy because you got too much in your pockets, you might flash a bunch of people trying to do that.
Oh God, child. All right, so you're interested in the shirt.
Yeah, I want the shirt.
All right, I'll figure out a way to possibly. I don't know. I'll either give it to you or we'll figure something out.
How was your? Now we're moving past the sandwich. We already talked about the shirt. We're not talking about your day old sandwich.
Well, I wanted to know. Well, it didn't keep great, but it wasn't awful. It's a spicy Italian from Subway.
Was the intent to eat a day old sandwich, or did you forget about it?
No, it was in my car. I had half of it.
No! Wait! You ate a sandwich.
Yeah.
That sat in your car with God knows whatever else is sitting in your car.
Pretty clean car right now.
That's disgusting. Okay, why was it in the car?
Well, I was eating the sandwich in the car, and then I got full from the first. Well, full enough from the first 6 inches.
Find that hard to believe.
I trust me, Joe. I did too. But and then it started raining. I'm like, well, I don't want to get trapped in this heavy downpour. Still got trapped in it driving home. And I didn't want to eat the sandwich while I was driving, so I just kind of set it behind my passenger seat chair. And then I went to a happy hour.
You put it in the back seat.
It's in the back seat floor.
Okay. On the.
I wrapped it up though. I wrapped it up tight in the paper.
Only the paper, no bag, nothing.
It was. I might have put it back. I put it back in the bag. I did put it back in the bag.
You ate a musty floor sandwich. There is
here,
not much
stop
different
hating.
than it.
Stop hating.
So
let me explain.
Finish.
Let me explain. I go to a happy hour, right? And then I go back to my folks' crib, have some dinner there. You know, it was a very good dinner. There was a lot of food, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to eat this Subway sandwich. Then fall asleep there. Wake up today, do my stuff, go to the gym, come back, and then it's like, okay, well, what do I want to eat?
It's a nice little present that you found in the.
Then I remembered that I had the sandwich in the car, and so that's what I'll eat.
So
it wasn't great. I'm not thrilled about it. Obviously, the constitution of the sandwich was not as it was when it was originally prepared.
If you were in public and there was a very clearly untouched Subway sandwich, like you could guarantee from looking at it that it was untouched, that was sitting outside on the ground, would you consume it? Because that's the same exact thing as what you just did.
It's not, because that's my sandwich. That's the thing. I understand. And I also paid for it. I'm not going to just let it go to waste.
I would have.
I don't know. I'm not going to eat a stranger's sandwich. I actually know we used to eat strangers nachos in Whitlow's at that bar because they just left it out. Dude, we found a perfect plate of nachos untouched by the pool tables. And do you remember when we used to? Do you remember when the offensive line used to kind of jump to DBs during practice, where we would stand in a huddle and then we kind of snatch one of them and bring them in, and we just start shoving them? That's kind of how we approach those nachos, where we would create a wall in case the original nachos buyer tried to come over and claim them. So we had some lookouts, and we had people just going in on them. Those got crushed. So I have eaten strangers' foods before, but I will not. If I saw a Subway sandwich on a park bench, I'm not going to eat it.
The park bench might be cleaner than the floor mats in the back of
your car. It's not. You're being silly. You're being silly.
It's a floor mat in your car.
I understand what it's in the paper. It's in the bag.
But
the my
park
car
bench is not the ground. People aren't putting their dirty feet.
They're putting their asses on it.
You think asses are dirtier than feet?
What would you rather lick right now? A stranger's ass cheek or a stranger's foot?
Wait. But
not
their bare ass. If I'm licking their shorts, yes.
Oh, you're
shorts or the bottom of their shoe. That's what you're saying.
Joe.
Licking a stranger's ass cheek in a bare foot.
First of all, my sandwich was double wrapped in my car. Double wrapped in the paper. I gave it a nice tight wrapping because I actually had to work for a living for a while making sandwiches.
It was on the floor of your car for a day. In your
just about almost approximately 24 hours.
your car, as clean as you try to make it, still is going to smell because of your feet and the odor that it provides. I'm sure there's loose shoes in there, are there not?
No loose shoes in there, no.
Any loose, dirty clothes or anything? 'Cause
In
there
my
used to be.
car, in the back seat,
Yeah.
is a suit jacket and a dress shirt. That is it.
Compare the dirtiness of your college car to your
College
current
car way dirtier. College car 50 times dirtier.
Your car is still dirty then. Regardless, it is odd. It was on the ground. It was on the ground. It doesn't matter. The floor of a car and the floor outside are the same thing. That is the ground. People's
You're a
feet
crazy
touch it.
person.
I'm not a crazy person.
Joseph.
You're the crazy person who is
the sandwich
differentiating
itself.
between
The sandwich
the two
itself
things.
never touched the floor of my car. It was wrapped in the paper and put in the bag. 2 lines of defense.
That's not the argument that we're having. My argument is that you would still eat a sandwich that was left outside on the ground. Okay, let's.
I said I wouldn't.
Wait, you basically are. What about this? What about this? What if you left the sandwich on the ground right outside the front door of your apartment for a day and then you came back and got it? Would you still eat that?
I've done the pizza bit where the pizza has sat on the porch for overnight and then the next morning I've eaten that.
Actually, I did that.
Yeah.
For the Super Bowl, when we had that media party, I got back at 3 in the morning and I ordered myself a calzone.
Thanks for the invite.
Fell asleep on my couch. You were welcome to come. I don't know. I probably didn't extend the invite.
You didn't.
I ordered a calzone and they dropped it off and left it outside my apartment. And I woke up at 1:00 the next day. That was great lunch, but it was very stale. And
yes, so you didn't trap me. And the whole point of this conversation was that it was a spicy Italian. And I didn't know if you thought of a sandwich that would keep better or worse. If I'd ordered like a chicken salad or a tuna fish, I'm not eating that. I don't even know if I'd do a meatball. Even though spaghetti's good a day later, but the bread would be destroyed. So I think I had one of the better sandwiches. Like a ham and cheese, I think is good the next day. That's fine.
Yeah, especially Subway, those cold cuts, those things probably last you can probably leave those out for a week.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably get to the read. We've got nothing to get to today. We've got like 4 questions.
Can the listeners, can you tell?
Everyone else is on vacation apparently, as I'm about to be.
Oh boy, here we go again. You know, I brought up my vacation like one time, maybe
that's not true.
Before I went, and now
that's
Joe is bringing it up every single time he's recording, and I bet he does it on other shows too. Hey Ryan, I'm gonna be gone for a week, and I'm going to Italy.
I brought it up once.
Thanks. This is the open of the show. I know it's June. I just want to get that out there.
It's a warning. It's just so everyone knows that we're not going to be doing the show.
Warning.
Am I supposed to act like it's not something I'm doing in my life? Is going on vacation and going to do something?
No, I never said that, but you keep on bringing it up like you want me to ask about it.
Fuck me, apparently. Bet online, Sean.
I hope you sit next to 2 fatties on the plane.
Sean, you know how I was 10 for my last 13?
Sure.
I'm like 2 for my last 10.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
Yeah, my whole bankroll's gone.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Now you're getting it. Right? Now you understand what it's all about, because now it's time to build back up. That's what it's about. And you know where you build back up at, Joe? You do it at Bet Online, because they continue to be the #1 sport source for all of your betting needs and sports info. Find all of the latest odds, news, and sports developments, including Major League Baseball, the latest fighting news, and even next season's early NFL futures. I will set a future of Julio Jones over 800 yards now that he has signed with the Bucs, and I might set him over with 8 touchdowns. He will outperform Kenny Golladay. He will outperform what's your other awful receiver? Sterling Shepard, and then who's
Tony?
Yeah, better than all of those. 33-year-old Julio Jones,
60 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown.
Well, I'm sure you could craft up some type of future and get some odds like that at Bet Online. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to get the bonus and get into the action. Bet Online, where the game starts.
So, Sean, we found out yesterday, I saw this on the Twitter sphere, something that made me a little upset. So I like to think that we're a part of the Twitter community, Sean. The FCS Twitter community. I like to think that
some folks know us.
I, more than you, am very prominent in conversing with folks. So
Don't
and
hurt yourself patting yourself on the back.
starting conversations on Twitter, and I like to think that you and I have both ascended, maybe not to the level of Craig Haley and Sam Herder just yet, but to a level of notoriety amongst the FCS community. I think some of our videos and the performances that we've gotten and the response have established that not only are we a fun conversation, but we're the only young voice out there in the market for FCS football coverage. So
why are you knocking the walk on guys?
They haven't been posting.
Oh.
They haven't been posting.
Well, that's fine.
No knock on them. No knock on them. I think that
I'm fine to knock them. I got no.
They're not straight FCS though. And also
Oh.
Sam Houston's leaving FCS, so that makes us still now the go-to young source of FCS football discussion and content. And Sam Herder tweeted that excited. This is the exact quote from the tweet.
Go ahead.
Excited to announce that FCS All In, which was the game day coverage, if you will, or weekly rather coverage of FCS football. FCS All In will now be moving to ESPN Plus this season instead of on YouTube. Totally fine. We've never been invited to go on, but it is what it is. A new format for this season, as well as the FCS version of College Game Day. #FCS. So I am just a bit perplexed. No conversations, no reach outs to either of us about any role in FCS College Game Day. I just can't imagine who else that they could possibly be relying on. Maybe I am being entitled. I'm an entitled person, and I am an asshole. I am an asshole.
Huge
and
ego.
Yeah,
doesn't need to be that big. You know, he thinks he looks better than he does. Wears glasses not because he needs them, because he wants to.
Do you not agree with me though? Do you not agree with me that you think this is a little disappointing that there was no communication with us on this?
I would have liked to have a conversation. You know, I would have liked to know, hey, we're doing this. Would you maybe pop on by for a game? You know, maybe one of the games that you go and visit this year, which was so popular last year when we decided to show up and had a big vote off. Well, maybe one of those games would be a game that we pop in and say hi, you know, during the FCS game day experience. Maybe that's something that we could have worked out or collaborated on. You know, we could be symbiotic there and kind of have that work. But no, not really any conversations there, which it's not like a bummer. It's just like
it's message received.
Yeah, message received. That's what it is.
Message received. Got it.
Message received.
Message received. So I mean, it's nothing against. It's against whoever orchestrated this, and I have no idea who it is. Maybe it's the FCS. I have no freaking idea. There's not really a lot of information out there on it.
It's a little like the part. We would enhance the party is what I think is what we do. When we go somewhere, that's what we do. I think we make the experience a little bit better. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I think that people would be a little bit excited given the growth and the continued growth, and then a little more recognition. Oh, hey, there's the big monster and his little friend, you know, or there's the little smart ass and his big dope friend, you know, like people can have that a visual association with us. Am I wrong?
Right. No, you're not wrong, and I think what's made College Game Day so successful is the tone.
Yes.
It has always been a relaxed, entertaining tone. It's never been let's talk at you for 3 hours about college football. It's you're a part of the tailgate, and I think out of any media entity that covers FCS football, we are able to provide that the most. And happy for whoever ends up on this. I just don't know how we're not, there's no way that we've been looped in, especially because a lot of media outlets are trying to find ways to involve Gen Z viewers as somebody in production. Looking from that perspective, that's one of the things that bugs me the most is that there should have been some level of conversation with us to produce something here. Like, that's why I'm a little pissed off, because those that are being successful, those media brands that are being successful are the ones that are tapping into media brands that are appealing to younger audiences.
Right.
I guess that's not an appeal that you want to attract with FCS football, but whatever. Message received.
Yeah, Joe's a little more angry than me. I'm just a little more confused. All right, keep on drinking your crazy juice over there. Oh, he's capping it
God.
off.
Should I
Joe,
get another one?
do we have no? No.
What?
Because then you're going to get too fired up and you're going to start sending me ideas for the show that I had 2 years ago. And I'll get way too irritated. Do we have any questions for our mailbag show today, Joseph?
Yeah.
Hey.
Fuck yeah, we do.
This last question I just saw.
I'm going to read the whole thing.
Please do.
Okay. This was sent to me a while ago. I'm sorry, Eric.
Let's get to that last. Let's
lowercase Eric.
Let's save that for last.
Okay. All right, here we go. First question for Jamie Williams. Send us 3 questions. What were you looking for in a school and football program when you were going through the recruiting process?
Money.
Sean, which ironically,
yes,
I don't believe you got.
That's what every kid is looking for. That, and then it comes, how's the program, how's the coaches, how's the fit? That is the hierarchy for, I'd say, most high school athletes when choosing colleges.
Remind me, Sean, if I told this story on the show or not.
Sure.
I accidentally made this decision. Did I tell this story on the show?
Which story? I don't know the story.
The commitment, my commitment to the University of Rhode Island. I accidentally committed to URI. Did I tell this story on the show?
I don't think so.
Did I tell you this story?
Maybe.
I think I did. On my official visit at URI, the phrasing of on the very last day, I was very hungover after I blacked out the first night, which not my fault. It was Perry Schrader's fault. I continue to blame him for that.
I'm Perry Schrader. Sorry. Continue.
My host did not do a very good job of taking care of me. If anything, he put me in as many negative situations as possible. But I got sick on my visit, and the end of the visit, I wasn't 100% sure where I was going to go. I was deciding between there and Stony Brook. And the phrasing when I met with Coach Flem, when we sat down and we were having a conversation, he asked me a question, and it was something along the lines of, like, we'd love you. Actually, he didn't even ask me a question. He just said, like, we'd love to have you here, and we'd love for you to come play here. And my response is, this 17-year-old, I'd love to play here, coach. And then Coach Flem responded, great, I'm glad that you committed. And, like, it was something along those lines. Like, I didn't say, yes, I didn't say that I did. But him and then Donnie comes in and was like, great, you can announce your commitment on Twitter. And, like, I was, like, still hungover, head was spinning. I'm like, wait a minute, did you tell
your dad this? Does your dad know about this?
Yeah, I told my dad. My dad's like, I mean, do you want to go there? And I'm like, yeah, it's probably my best chance to start. The Stony Brook has 3 snappers. This place has 1.
Sure. Also, Stony Brook, you wouldn't survive there.
Why?
You just wouldn't. You're a better fit for Rhode Island.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Stony Brook's a little gritty. All right. Rhode Island's
Long Island. It's in Long Island.
It's in Strong Island. That's where it's in.
It's in Long Island.
Strong Island is what we call it here.
I know enough dopes that are from Long Island.
Strong Island.
Long Island.
Call it as it is supposed to be called.
There's nothing strong about Long Island. But my point is, Sean, is that I accidentally committed to the University of Rhode Island. I didn't make this decision, and I just decided not to decommit, and I just stuck with it.
Do you understand the yelling match that would have happened if I had done that anywhere? The screaming match. I don't know how your dad was cool with that, because I know the things your dad is not cool with, and just a major life decision.
I don't think my dad fully understood the recruiting landscape, and I said to him afterwards, and I was like, why am I? What the hell? Who is texting me?
I don't know. It's a show. We're doing a show, so it's probably pretty important.
It's not. It's not important. It's nothing important at all. It's someone who actually I'm very mad at that just texted me. Something work related. It's a host that doesn't respond, and now he's asking me to do shit for him. Let's get to the next question. We're already distracted.
Yes.
One FCS team you seem higher on than most people this year, and one FCS team you seem lower on than most people. Sean, you go first.
Higher than Sac State, lower on Weber State.
Are people high on Weber?
I think Josh Davis. I saw a tweet saying Josh Davis is coming back, and the people are like, "It's the year of the running back in the Big Sky." I'm like, okay, good luck. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. So Weber State, good luck. Sac State, you surprised me last year. You made a really sneaky late run, which is really impressive when a team can do that and gather together and really try to make it. So I'm higher on Sac State this year.
Yeah, I think one team I'm very high on that I don't think has received any recognition is Idaho. I think that based on the transfers that they've gotten and the fact that they're bringing in Coach Eck, like I think that they are set up for some surprising success this season. Maybe not playoff berth success, but maybe a couple upsets this year. I think that they are going to be a tremendous turnaround type of a team. I think Jabor Gibbs transferred there. I think he's supposed to be their starting quarterback. Let me double check.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, shut up. Like you have anywhere to be.
No, I just need the shower. That's all.
That's disgusting.
I put on my workout shirt again because I didn't want to dirty up another shirt while recording this.
Yeah, he's supposed to be starting at Idaho. One team that I'm low on, don't really get the Villanova hype. They lost a lot. Daniel
Smith. They lost some players.
Justin Covington, just to name 2 players. We could go through the whole roster.
Forrest Ryan staying? Was he a senior last year?
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, that's tough.
Tough
to come back from that.
Right, they're losing a lot. What about you?
I already gave my answers, buddy. Did you forget them already?
Oh, you said Weber State. I'm sorry. This happens every time I'm recording. That everyone loves to bombard me with texts and Slack messages. And
hey, there's a feature now on the phone. It's called Do Not Disturb. You can just hit that, and then you don't get as many messages.
This state of anxiety is what fuels me. So we're gonna.
How about the last question from Jamie?
Give me a good show to add to my binge watch list.
Okay. Terminal List featuring Chris Pratt is a fun 8 episode.
Do you like that show?
It's pretty. I'm halfway through it. It's pretty good.
Can you say something negative about the show, please?
Negative about the show.
Yes. You actually like that? I thought that it would have been corny. That's why I haven't.
There are some moments that are a little over the top because there's some I have to do it myself moments, and those are those are a little tough. But for the most part, it's pretty badass, and it's a pretty good show. But if it's a stare into the camera, there's only one man for this job. I'm gonna be okay. Let's calm down, buddy. But why? Why do you need me to say something bad about it? Because everyone's talking good about it.
I'll tell you after. But it's stupid reasoning.
I got another one. Message your reason in our little chat here. I'll give another one.
Okay.
For Jamie. So that's a good live action one. Seinfeld on Netflix I've been running through just because it's the best show ever. I would say if you feel adventurous and you want to watch, I don't know, the highest rated show of all time ever, Attack on Titan is very strong. I would run, but you're an adult. You're not a kid.
Wait,
so
did you just say Attack on Titan?
I did. It's very good. It's very good. And I have people that don't even watch anime like so you zip it.
Shut the hell up. I had a suggestion. I have not been in on a lot of TV shows lately. I just haven't been watching a lot of them. But the last one that I binged all the way through, Umbrella Academy, which is if you're into like The Boys or any of those types of like superhero type shows, I think that it's very unique. There's a lot of plots and twists. I think it's done. I think it's only 3 seasons long, but it was very unique show. I very complicated if you're looking for something fun to watch.
You like a complicated show.
Yes, I like to think.
You're irritating. Hey, Joe, what are you doing? You want to discuss? Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm just playing MLB The Show. I'm like, okay, cool. It's never. Hey, let me put down this book.
I read. What? I read often, more than you.
Sure.
I make a point to read every single day. At the speed in which I read is not that fast.
Maybe that's why your eyes are so bad.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I am now on season 7 of MLB The Show, by the way. Next question from Corey Burton, host of Believe in Dogs. Who takes over the Colonial after JMU leaves for FBS? Who takes the SoCon this season? Is Georgia Tech in for a big season? Wait, FCS, right? What? These are horrible questions. It's just bad questions this week. Bad questions
Who
this
takes
week.
the CAA after JMU football leaves for FBS? Nobody. Burn the conference down. Who cares?
I did a radio spot and was asked this, and I think that it is, and this is not a homer pick. I think if anyone is going to sneak in and win it, this is the year for Rhode Island to legitimately win
It's
it.
Delaware's to lose. Stop being childish.
They're bringing in Kasim Hill. They are returning
They've
Caleb
brought
Warren.
him in. They're returning Kasim Hill.
They are returning Kasim Hill. I can't do this show. They're bringing back Kasim Hill. The University of Rhode Island is bringing back Kasim Hill. Caleb Warren is a highly touted player that I think has not gotten enough attention. Their offensive line is not fully veteran, but returning a lot of important players. Defensively, returning a lot of important players. I understand the hype around Delaware, but a first-year head coach is going to take him a little bit of time to get acclimated to the new regime, everything that is set up for that new team. It's going to take a little bit of time. So we can't jump to conclusions there. You are now dealing with Elon, who's losing Davis Cheek. You are dealing with Villanova, who I just highlighted, who is losing a ton of players, which I don't think is entirely obvious for them to just bounce back to the same level. The only main competition I see in this conference is William and Mary, who I don't believe has lost much. But this is and should be considered to be a season for the University of Rhode Island to win this conference. If they don't, I'm going to be really freaking disappointed.
It's still Delaware's to lose, in my opinion. And for the Southern Conference, Joseph, I'm not going to call out the Hacks and say the Sit is going to win it just because. I might go with the Chat. I think I got the Chat taking the SoCon this year.
I love Coach Rusty when I talked to him. He made me so juiced up about this Chattanooga program, man. I had high expectations for them last year. Stupidly on a radio appearance, talked a lot about Bryce Nunley without realizing he transferred to Western Michigan. This was a year ago. Might I point out?
Joe's brought up that he's been on 4 radio shows so far today.
You don't get on any because no one wants to talk to your stupid ass. That was mean. I love McClendon Curtis and Devonta Maxwell. Both of them are two of the best players in the conference. Super dominant. McClendon Curtis might get drafted this year. 6'7", 340-pound guard. Supposed to be playing tackle this year. They've got the pieces, man. Just got to figure out that quarterback situation for 100% and who those key players are going to be offensively.
Okay, Joe, to wrap this thing up, please, I'm going to give you, just read this email, tweet, DM, whatever it is.
Okay.
And then
this is the longest.
We'll give an example of what not to do.
Eric, glad you're a listener to the show, but this is the most complicated question that's been sent to me. He also afterwards sent that it is a statement, but not a question. Already off to a tough start. I'm going to read through this without any pauses, retracts, or anything. Just going to read through it chaotically as possible.
Please.
How do we ask questions for the Mailbag podcast? Question: UND is most overlooked team in the country. No respect whatsoever from anyone. Name not mentioned once this spring by any FCS outlet. Jamie Williams, FCS voter guy, has UND pegged at like 40 under UND after UND won a share of the Missouri Valley Football Conference only about 1 calendar year ago. And last fall didn't lose a game to any FCS team by more than a touchdown. Missouri State's win was a fluke. ESPN had UND at 99% chance of winning before Otis Way fumbled twice with less than 7 minutes to go in the game. Then recently blamed team for not having winning mentality. SIU won by 3 after our backup kicker missed 3 relatively short field goals. Held NDSU within 6, lost by 3 to SDSU when our NFL left tackle was out and their stud running back was back from injury. 2 years ago, beat Sam Houston and Montana State and was sitting 3 of Weber at Weber. UND is right there. Quarterback is accurate and young. Offensive line will be better despite losing NFL tackle because UND finally had a chance to replace the offensive line they lost after the championship spring season. Otis is gone, but was locker room cancer. That's aggressive. And other running backs are back, and they are good. Actually, had better stats than him when he was out. UND not only isn't ranked, which is fine, but never even mentioned as a team to watch by anyone. Doesn't make sense, and UND finally has some home games again this fall versus top teams, all except NDSU were away last year. That was one sentence. That was one long run-on sentence that I just read. I am mentally gassed from reading.
You should be. We appreciate the listeners reaching out. I think I have given some shine to UND this offseason personally, so don't say nobody has. Respect who you're writing into, hack.
Oh, don't be mean.
Understand your point. Make the point. If you're saying we lost a fluke game, you'll get no sympathy from me ever. If you're trying, if you were writing in trying to validate a season and you use we lost a fluke game, I'm not counting it. I don't care. I'm out. And I don't want to root against UND because I think that Eric probably has good intentions. But this was too aggressive of an email.
It's a DM.
The tone, and maybe it was the way Joe even said it in a laughing tone. He didn't really read out or read it differently.
I kind of had to. It was
maybe
one sentence. Run-on sentence.
Maybe use some better language within the email. Use some spaces. Paragraphs, maybe. That's an essay. Shorter DMs and questions. But as always, thank you for reaching out, Eric. Joseph, is there anything you would like to add for Eric's message?
Yeah, Otis Way was very important for their success. You're losing Matt Woletsko, who is supremely talented. Not to mention the fact that the whole Missouri Valley Football Conference is reloading. I think North Dakota could surprise some teams. You have to handle Missouri State, Northern Iowa, North Dakota State, South Dakota State. That's just to name a few. I think UND has turned itself into a strong mid-tier team in the conference.
Yes, they will battle. They're a team that will battle with anybody.
They will now battle, and they previously were an underwhelming independent team, and I am excited to watch them. But this is still a hockey school. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Eric.
I'm gonna go take a nap now that I
do that.
reading that question. Sean, you got any final remarks?
No, I found out that this little basketball, this Anchor Sports Network basketball, fits perfectly in my Yeti can, so I'm gonna be playing with this for about a couple hours today.
Does it fit anywhere else? So we had a bunch of extra questions thrown in. We're recording an extra part here to add to the show, and this was supposed to be easy. And I've been chasing Sean to record these last remaining 4 questions, which some of them are pretty good questions.
It's 4 questions.
It's like 5. It's a little more than that. It's gonna be like I don't know how long this is gonna be. It might be 20 minutes. But I was on the phone with Sean about something important yesterday, and I said let's try to record these last questions. Let's get them in. Well, my flight. I got to leave for the airport around 8:15 my time. It is 7:30 right now when we're taping this. I texted Sean a while ago at 6:45 when I was awake. I woke up at 6 on the dot.
It's 9:45 for me.
And you were still asleep. What time did you go to bed last night? Well, how am I
early?
I
fell asleep. I think I fell asleep at like 11.
I went to bed at 11:30.
Like 10:30, 11.
You're a piece of shit.
Well, I woke up at 4 a.m. and then I had to like fall back asleep and do that bit. So I was up. What? Don't make that face. I'm telling. What am I going to do at 4 a.m.?
Woke up at 6.
Hey, maybe when you get to the airport, you let me know when you get there and you see a nice bakery, all right? And then I'll Venmo you $3 for your cookie because that seems to be what you want.
But I had a comfortable window to record this, and now I have to record this and then edit it and then get it up with
Edit in the airport.
You can't upload in the airport. What kind of Wi-Fi do you think they have?
I don't know. You'll
You
figure
think
it
you
out.
can upload a massive video file at
Why
the
did you
airport?
text me then? Hey, fatty, important, get up now. That would have gotten me up.
So you're saying that a text message would have woken you up?
No. Because I saw the text message and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's start waking up. Let's start getting the day going.
Wait, what time was this that you saw the first message?
I don't know, 10:15, 10:20.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were implying that you were awake when I sent my initial message. Hey, can we go at
No, but if you
9:45?
but it was a rough. So I'm like, okay, where's my phone? If you said, all right, hey, fatty, let's go, then maybe I would have gone a little faster. Put some emphasis, put some tone in your voice.
I thought that my passive aggressiveness,
Bass in your voice, rather. Pardon me.
whatever. We've got stupid questions to answer.
Perfect.
Now I'm in a bad mood. Perfect person to start off with now that I'm in a bad mood is fucking Colin. Colin, this is actually a good question. Will we see conference realignment at the FCS level throughout the upcoming season and next offseason? So, Sean, I actually was thinking about this because he actually started a little debate on the thread. But I was thinking about this. The CAA has actually very aggressively gone after a lot of the big brands from all of the other conferences in the FCS. And it kind of makes me think there's always been that statement that we've made, the SEC, the CAA is the SEC of FCS. I firmly believe that. The level of competitiveness from top to bottom. I would not be shocked if the CAA is expanding. And Joey D'Antonio, there was a quote from him today that I saw that they're thinking of breaking up the conference into 2 divisions because there's so many teams right now.
Yeah,
I would not be shocked
right now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if that continued to expand. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have like a super conference in the FCS trying to fall in line with what we have right now in the FBS, which is what's trying to happen.
Preseason poll came out today for the CAA.
For the CAA, who's at the top?
Villanova, Delaware at 2, Rhode Island at 3.
That might be the highest. That's
highest
maybe
I've
the
ever
highest we've
seen.
Yeah, Rhode Island.
I don't know. The conference realignment, everything got realigned already. All right, so sometimes me and Joe will say a conference that doesn't exist anymore, and there'll be some slight confusion as
the Yankee conference.
Roughly, I'd say 5 to 6 realignments happened in both minor and major ways. So there's still some catching up to do. I want them to settle on something and stick to it. We want the ball we're going to score. We don't care if it's a failure. We don't care if it's a success. All right, stick to it. Stop changing everything.
That's just not going to happen. You should get on a thread with all the conference commissioners. I'm sure that they will.
I'll give them some common sense.
Next question we have from the rabbit hole. Which animal are you showing in this year's? Okay, that's improper grammar. In this year's county fair, and why? There were a bunch of emojis following that.
Well, I saw there was a cow. There was a bull. There was a pig. I'd go pig. Show the big pig. Walk that around. Try to get blue ribbon for the big pig.
Have you been to a county fair before?
I'm familiar with county fairs.
Okay, I have never been to one.
Okay.
It's just a weird question, but the way that you're.
What other emojis were there? Was there a chicken emoji? I haven't seen the chickens get brought out. But I'd go with the big pig. Try to get the best pig in the county fair.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that.
Because then you
seriousness of the answer that you just provided,
and then you can have some blue ribbon bacon, and then you can sell that off. Hey, here's Sean's blue ribbon bacon.
Would you rather bring the pig or the bacon to the fair? I don't know how fairs work.
You walk the pig around, and then next year you kill the pig and you have a stand and you say Sean's blue ribbon bacon, and you got a picture of you and the pig, and now the pig is dead, and now you have pork chops and bacon. You got everything that you want.
Maybe you should start a business.
No time.
Okay. You have plenty of time. Especially today, which is infuriating. Sorry. I'm really mad at you. Chris Hammond asks, God, that might have been the stupidest question we've ever gotten. Could you believe imagine that I woke actually
At
I
least
didn't
I
wake
could
you up.
answer it.
I didn't wake you up for anything. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. You slept 11 hours.
All right, get to the next.
I woke up for this. Chris Hammond asked, and this one I'm not going to be able to answer. Big recruiting tool via the silver screen. A river runs through it for Montana or Yellowstone for Montana State. So I don't even know enough about the geography of Montana to tell you where these shows take place in relation to these universities. I mean, have you seen either of these shows?
I've seen some of Yellowstone. It's very pretty.
Is there a University of Montana reference in there?
No, but it's said to be filmed in Montana, but I think it was actually filmed in Utah. I think. So it might not be a huge promotional tool, but I mean, if you talk to somebody, I mean, the better recruiting tool is following Sean Antoine when he went out to the Badlands, and then you saw all the pictures that he was taking out there. Nobody's ever going to deny that Montana and or the area that surrounds Montana and or Montana State is gorgeous. Like, it's just big sky. It's literally big sky, and you're just looking around, and it looks beautiful. A river runs through it. You know what? No, I actually did. I think I saw a clip of a river run through it. I go with that because I think there was a pretty cool fly fishing scene with Brad Pitt in it. So I'd go river runs through it.
I think Chris was trying to trip us up because Chris knows damn well that we didn't watch either of these shows. He also asked, I didn't write this down. He asked for our top 23 and a half FCS hacks. Is that how many participants there are at FCS Fan Nation?
Is that it?
Is that why he asked?
That's very clever.
This is like the meanest episode and also the worst episode we've
We're
recorded.
doing good. I gave good answers there. I think River.
Yeah, that was a very analytical answer, despite not having.
I've answered every question. Joe's answered like half of one.
You're on point despite rolling out of bed at 10 o'clock. What's on the agenda for today? I'm curious.
I have the one thing that we talked about. I got to get a pump in, and then I might. We'll see what else happens. Probably gonna wash my car.
Arms up. What upper body?
I did chest and try yesterday, so back and by today. I'm sure it's gonna be fun. Deadlift
sounds like fun.
Awesome.
Okay, Dustin. Oh, you're doing deadlift. Oh,
sure.
I haven't deadlifted in a couple months. I got to start forcing myself to do it again. I haven't done it in a minute. Dustin Perham, I think that's Perman, something like that. Does NIL in the transfer portal further separate FCS from the Power 5/2? Remind me after this, Sean, to give you a little bit of a scoop on a certain FCS player that I found out was offered by a particular school some cash. I can't divulge who on this show, but remind me after. I don't think the transfer portal separates because, and I still stand by this. Yes, of course, the top FCS players, out of the top 5, there's probably going to be at least 3-4 kids that are going to enter the portal with the intention of transferring to a Power 5 school so they can increase in their eyes, and I'm sure in agents that are in their back pockets that are saying, if you go to this big SEC school, if you go to this Big Ten school, you're going to get more recognition. It's going to be easier for you to get drafted into the NFL, which I still don't think is true. For the amount that are doing that, you're going to get guys like Anoma from UT Martin, who's a 5-star recruit transferring to UT Martin. You're going to get these guys who are under the radar, who got stuck on rosters and were not highly recruited, but are still supremely talented, that are transferring down to FCS programs. I know that there is that assumption that a lot of guys will transfer from Power 5 to Power 5 now that it is available to them. But I think that's less of the case, especially for quarterbacks. We're getting a lot of quarterbacks who want to transfer to situations where not only they know that they're going to start right away, but that they're going to go to a winning program. I think a lot of guys are opting to transfer to, for example, they want to go play for a Montana State, and Idaho, a Villanova. They want to go to those places that they know that they can step in and start and win instead of going to Kent State and sucking. I think a lot of guys are hoping for that.
I think the transfer portal kind of started to work both ways. It always has, even with the regulations on it. We saw some of our favorite teammates ever came from Power Five schools, and some of our favorite teammates ever left for Power Five schools. So you kind of go back and forth with it and see who becomes successful and who kind of peters out where they go. So it's just really case to case. So when I see people making big, grandiose generalizations about the transfer portals hurting everybody, well, I saw Jameer Johnson go from the transfer portal as a 3-star recruit from Rhode Island to a JUCO in Arizona. Then he gets picked up by Tennessee. Then he goes from Tennessee to Texas A&M, and now he's on the at least the training camp squad for the Green Bay Packers right now. And nobody transferred more than him. And nobody had more injuries than him, and he still was able to use the transfer portal to his advantage. So you see these examples case by case, and you're like, oh, that kind of helped him a lot. So that's how I read it, And then there's something to say about just chasing the money, but also you would do the same thing if you were an athlete and you were particularly skilled enough. So let's stop the pocket watching.
And here's like an even funnier fold to using Jameer as the example, because I was thinking of Dino when I was going to present this example, but even funnier. That Jameer ends up at Tennessee, and then the starting quarterback for the University of Rhode Island right now at one point was at Tennessee. So look at the parallel there, that you send one guy to Tennessee and one guy comes from Tennessee in his recruiting background and his transfer background. So it goes both ways. I'm going to stand by that. And Kasim Hill was a 4-star recruit. This stuff happens. It's a linear path that these guys are getting shifted back and forth between. It's always going to stay the same, and FCS programs are still going to be competitive, regardless. Okay. Dan, my man, asked a 2-parter, and this looked like a pretty interesting question. What's the ideal player-to-player, mentor-mentee situation for any given position, though particularly at quarterback? I'm thinking about stuff like age gap, talent gap, mindset differences, redshirt status, transfer situation, scholarship status. We always hear about players tutoring their young peers, even if the younger player earned the older player's starting spot. I'm very curious to know if those relationships are always as amicable as they're played in the media. The one thing I will say, and I'll let you take this one, Sean, because I think you could provide some pretty good insight, because there's not a lot of mentoring in the specialist room.
Yeah, not everybody was just a czar of their position group like Joe was. It doesn't work like that for other position groups.
Actually, I will say I did mentor some of the guys. I thought that the guys that wanted to work hard and listen,
the guys that were willing to listen to me.
The guys that were willing, the ones that were the drunks and that were high during training camp didn't want to listen to me.
Boy, why are you airing? You can't air them out.
I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore. I'm untouchable now, Sean.
Oh my God. Can you tell he's getting ready to go on vacation?
No. It's the ego stroking that I had happen to me this week, man. I am so high on myself.
You suck. How about that? You're gonna get burned quickly. You're gonna get burned so quickly in Italy. Okay. You're gonna go try to talk to some Italian girl, and you're gonna get shot down. I can't wait to hear, dude. They're not like I can't say a word to them. They just keep on walking away, and that's what I'm gonna get. And there goes your ego. There's what happens. You're going to see some yoked dude that's about 6'3", looks great with sunglasses on, doesn't have to wear regular glasses, walking around next to you, and you're going to feel like a little man again. So there's your ego. I'm going to let Italy do it for you, all right? Because I don't think you have that club in your bag. You don't have that club in your bag.
Italians are freaking either too skinny or very dumpy. I know that you were there for a week, but I know Italians.
You don't have the club in your bag to be comfortable in a foreign country. I don't think you have that.
I do. Yes, I do.
How about to be confident? I don't think you have that.
I can be very confident. I have no intention of.
How do you pronounce this? Can I get the? Yeah, can I get this? Wait, is this going to upset my allergies? That's going to be you, and then I can't.
I'm going to Italy. I'm not. Where do you think I'm going? I am
going.
I am going to the one place where I can be peak entitled.
Sure, you could try to. You get brought down.
I'm going to make an effort to be peak entitled.
Sure.
The one thing I was going to say about this question, Sean, dickhead, I think more than ever, because of the transfer portal, if a younger guy comes in and beats somebody out, an older guy for a starting job, and they're competing for a starting job, there's usually no mentorship. That guy's gone. That guy transfers. It is even more, I don't want to say ego based, but guys get really hurt when they get beat out. I think in the past, when you didn't have that opportunity to leave, it was like, okay, I've always wanted to be a coach. I want to impress the coaching staff because I want them to hire me as a GA. I'm going to mentor this kid, and then I'm going to be a GA. I think a lot of guys did that. Today, it's like, this kid just beat me out. I'm going to the portal. I'm transferring. This guy was a 5-star. I was a 4-star. I'm leaving. I'm going to the next school. Your thoughts on the question?
There's some there, but I'll say I remember both getting mercilessly bullied my freshman year when I came in by the upperclassmen, and then also like receiving really good advice from the upperclassmen offensive linemen. It's never like true mentor mentee. It's if the younger guy asks you something, or if you ask something from a guy your year, you just kind of understand your teammates, and that's what you do. And then even aside the on the field stuff is just looking out for the younger guys. That's all it is, because you've been there. And then every bad thing you'll ever think in your head from freshman and sophomore year as you're playing the sport of football, if you stick it out in that same program till senior year, or even a different program, whatever. If you stick it out, if you just look around, you'll see a lot of the freshmen and sophomores doing the exact same thing, saying the same thing, thinking the same thing as you, except you've made it through. You've done it. You've persevered. You didn't quit. So then you can, in a way that doesn't sound like demeaning because it's a very pride-based sport, you can let them know how to kind of move on, or how to stay positive, how to continue and not quit. Some people still do. But God, I saw Lorenzo Thompson, and then I also saw Sean Connolly saying the exact same things I was saying. I'm like, whoa, it's a little weird. You don't like inside run in the spring? No one does. Enjoy 2 more years of it. That's basically what it is.
I also, one thing I will say, I don't think there's really an effort for guys that are like, oh, these young guys are here, I'm going to mentor them. It just happens naturally. And I don't know if that was the intention of the phrasing of the question.
You wanted to be a mentor, though. You desperately wanted people to look up to
what? I didn't give
it.
No, stop it. Stop acting like I was.
I'm the hammer kicking rep of University of Rhode Island, man. I represent. I look out for my guys.
I didn't want to be a mentor. I wanted to be a leader of the group. And I think those
I'd say you were.
I think guys that were motivated, that wanted to show up every day and get better and put in the extra time and spend extra time in the weight room. Like it didn't happen often, but I think for the most part, a lot of those guys were not so much fell in line. I don't think that was the intention. It was just, if you make the right efforts, guys are going to follow by example. And if you're the wrong ringleader, then the group falls apart.
Sure.
And through conversations with current members of the specialist group after I left, you probably could guess who the ringleader was. It sounded like it was pretty chaotic. And I'm confident in who's leading that group.
Who you guys needed? You guys needed Coaster, a stand-up guy who could really lead you and
a real blue collar
and then
worker.
Put in. He's more blue collar than you.
I know he is. He's way more blue collar than me. He works in landscaping.
He's more of a man than you too.
Quite literally, he was 40 pounds heavier than me. He was
no, like personality wise, morality wise.
He is the only long snapper in the country at a Division I school that weighed 280 pounds.
I think there were plenty. He never weighed 280 pounds also. Stop it.
Yes, he did.
No,
we had to do weigh-ins.
He was never 280 pounds. He was never 280 pounds.
He was 280 pounds at one point.
You're lying.
He was like 275, and I vaguely remember
it's way different than 280.
Garrett. Yeah, because you haven't seen either in 6 years. I remember Garrett. I remember Garrett coming over to me.
Get it out.
Garrett was. I just remember when we weighed in. Garrett.
God, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Whatever. This next question. Jay Geiger, which FCS team that missed the playoffs last year would bad name? I think that's his name.
Bad name. Sorry.
Which FCS
blame your
team
hack parents
missed the playoffs last year? Would you put money on of being in the playoff this year?
William and Mary.
This is not a homer pick. but William and Mary or the University of Rhode Island. I feel like the Missouri Valley Football Conference and the Big Sky have already established themselves with the teams at the top. I don't think there's going to be any risers in those conferences. The one conference that we're going to have the most shifting of power is the CAA. Delaware, William and Mary, Rhode Island. Those are the three for me.
Yeah, William Mary going to the playoffs for me. That didn't make it last year. They didn't make it, right, Joe? No, they didn't.
They did. They were one of those
They were
good,
close.
good fringe teams.
All right. You get to this abomination that I know you fell for.
I didn't fall for it. We had a DM back and forth over it. I thought it was a little funny. Chad Myros, have you guys seen the tape on Robbie Hawk's brother from Montana? So we talked about Robbie Hawk. He misspelled it, but Robbie Hawk's little brother, maybe we're mispronouncing Hawk. It's Hauck. I think it's Hawk. Robbie Hawk's little brother, Mike. Any thoughts on on Mike Hawk?
Go ahead. Yeah, say it. Chad's a father. I think he's a husband as well.
I would think the other, like, you would jump to the other conclusions that we met his wife, and we don't know if he has kids or not. But
I tell you what, that's some Midwest good old boy humor. That's what that is. That's what that is. Hey, watch this. I'm gonna get the president with this one. Hey, president, you hear about a new recruit, Mike? No, I haven't. What's his name? Mike Hawk. Oh my God! And then he gets the president. That's what that joke is.
I'm gonna tell you what did he message me? Wait. Oh, you guys going to talk about Robbie Hawk's little brother on the pod? That's what he messaged me.
It's very nice.
Sean said nothing childish, so I couldn't help myself. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Chad's one of my favorite DMers.
You know, Chad, that's unfortunately we haven't seen any film on him.
He's very explosive though, from what I've heard.
Mississippi State's got this really cool new athletics head. Also, you should check him out. Ben Dover. You want to check him out, Chad? Why don't you get his email? I'll try to get him as a guest for the B Team Pod. Suck.
Oh, it's just such stupid humor. I'm recording this at 7 a.m. too. I had no coffee, so I'm still drinking this Mio shit.
You're gonna be out of your dome piece on that plane, aren't you?
I'm gonna be on a 5-hour flight, a 2-hour layover, and then a 7-hour flight.
Why didn't you let me plan your trip? I had a 7.5-hour flight on the way there.
Were you gonna somehow figure out a way to cut down on the travel time?
Yeah.
I have to fly to the East Coast to then fly to Italy. There's no direct flight.
I would have taken you. What about through the other side, over India and stuff?
It's further. Wow, I'm glad that. Did you take geography in high school?
I did. I'm just trying to figure out how I would have done it for you.
What level?
Where are you laying over in England or in Europe? Where are you?
New Jersey.
You got a 2-hour layover in New Jersey?
Yeah. Well, because it made the most sense.
How long is the flight to Jersey?
Because that's a halfway. It's 5 hours. 5 hours. Wait, that makes the most sense though to do
5-hour
because
flight from Jersey to LA.
Yeah, that's what it normally is. That's not that bad, dude. Your understanding of flight times and geography are very concerning.
Hey, dum. I've been on plenty of flights.
How long?
5 hours is a fat flight. Did you sort by flight time, or did you just sort by price?
It was part of what it was.
You sorted by price, didn't you?
No, but part of what was orchestrated was so that I'm stopping and meeting my family in Newark, and then But also Newark Airport is one of the. It's like a hub for international flights. Like you're gonna get better airplanes, better flights.
Are you trying to sell me on Newark Airport?
Have you been to Newark Airport?
I have been to Newark Airport. Are you really trying to sell me on Newark Airport?
It's not great.
We have DCA and we have Dulles, and then right down below we have Atlanta International.
I have heard that the DC airport situation is horrible. I have one.
Good. Now they're better than BWI. I can guarantee you that. Do not go to BWI. But
which one's BWI? I don't know well. Oh God. I thought you were talking about Logan. Logan sucks too. Logan's a horrible airport. Anything beats Minneapolis though.
Providence has
Minneapolis it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, actually, it was
Providence's
easy to
airport is the
operate around.
best. TF Green is number one because no one's ever in that thing.
That's because it's a rinky-dink little dipshit airport. Everything
Perfect.
about the
Give it
state
to
of
me.
Rhode Island is rinky-dink and dipshit.
Oh boy, here it comes. I know the reason why you're
Ego
saying
Joe.
it, and a lot of the listeners don't. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
Okay, yeah, so you can go back to bed. At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson Radio. Will Sean record while Joe is on vacation? We'll find out on this week's next episode of the FCS Football Podcast.